Like I said, you really want to get an easy navigation on your arcade machine. You want to make sure you have half controllers. Those are the best joysticks you can get, very precise, top of the line. And then, that's really it. And you really have to decide where you want to go. If you want to go for the MAME, but the advantages to the MAME game system is you get up to 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 games all on one computer. You want to get a fast running computer, not a cheap computer. The cheaper computers are going to be great for the 80s and the 90s games. So you get into 2000 games, the games are more complicated, like NFL Blitz. So you basically want to know, we said the cap controls and the navigation. As far as using MAME, the advantage to MAME is you can go 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 games, every single home unit, every single arcade thing, all in one unit. But you don't want to get a cheap computer. You want to make sure you have a high-end computer, because a lot of the 80s games will run on a cheap piece of crap computer. But for another couple $100, $200 or something, you get a higher-end computer. That's going to run the games that require more RAM, like NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, a lot of the Hydro Buzzer, things that require more RAM. You're going to need a high-end computer to do that. So you want to make sure you have a fast-enough computer. And that's a good judge to when you're getting a machine is if you can run NFL Blitz Gold, that takes a lot of RAM. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of statistics on that particular program. If it can run that flawlessly, you have a good high-end computer. So the advantages to having a MAME game is you can put 30, 40,000, 50,000 games on it. Then we have the other rule of thought, which is the jammer board. Now, a jammer board is if you're running a game. The original machines run off a ROM chip. Like this whole entire arcade machine, let's say Robotron, has a little ROM chip in there. It's one little chip for that whole entire game. Now what they've done is they've taken all these chips and put them on what's called a jammer board, where all these little ROM chips are on one board. Usually a jammer board can hold anywhere from 2 to 400 games on one board. But now they say the game runs flawlessly, just like the original arcade, which the MAME games do that now too. I mean, MAME's been around for about 10, 15 years. They've had time to tweak it, make it run precisely, make it run good as long as you have a high-end computer. The jammer boards are basically identically exactly to those computers. Like a ROM chip inside the arcade, just like the original arcade games were. But the downside to that is the jammer board's going to hold 2 to 400 games. Now, people who sell the jammer games will argue with you, well, 2 to 400 games, that's a lot of games. That's, like Donkey Kong, for example. There's 15, 20 versions of Donkey Kong. Do you need them all? Are you going to play them all? Probably not. But, you do want a little variation. Like this Pac-Man has made a nice staple for itself, being Miss Pac-Man and Steve Miss Pac-Man. When Miss Pac-Man comes out, she's 10 times faster than she is on the original Miss Pac-Man. It's a lot funner. It moves a lot faster. It's really the way you want to play Miss Pac-Man, with Miss Pac-Man being faster. So some copies of the games are good. But the jammer board will say, well, you just want the original 400 games. You're getting a lot of great games. True. So really what you have to decide is, do you want to go to jammer board where it runs identical to the arcade, and have 2 or 400 games? Or do you want 40, 50,000 games, every game at your disposal? You never have to look for another jammer board. You never have to switch the jammer board. Does it run exactly precisely? I'd say it runs about 98%. So for that 2% downtime, to have the convenience of having all the games in a thing, or do you want to go to jammer board and be really authentic? Have to switch the jammer board. So say there's like 5 or 6 jammer cards to get yourself to 2,000 or 3,000 games. That really is going to pretty much cover your whole library. Any game that you can think of is going to be covered in that. Or if you really want the retro games, if you want the Legend of Zelda, the Castlevania, the home users, I would suggest getting the MAME system, because the jammer boards are just not going to really cover the variety of home systems as you would with a MAME arcade. So for the convenience, where MAME is right now, after being gone through the ringers and got all the kinks out of it, 98%, 50,000 games. That's my choice. Cut.
Okay.
NBA Jam, where it takes a lot of data.